This is Moneyline Mania with Jazz and the crew.
Our boys are back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are back from our week vacation. I've got some tan. I've got some color. Speedy's got some fish. Our boys, Moneyline Mania, Chaz and the crew. Chaz, what's going on, buddy?
Well, we missed you, but you do definitely look tanner, but
Beautiful.
I don't smell any fish. Do you smell any fish, Hector?
I don't smell anything.
Oh, you got a cat, though. You might smell fish in your house.
Yeah, he's
you
right
got
here.
a cat. Smell-o-vision, baby. It's a new thing.
Hector's in San Diego with you, buddy. We're on the other side of the country. We're in New York.
Well, you're where it's happening today, because today was the Belmont.
I was supposed to go to the Belmont. I never received my invitation, so their loss. I've been to the Belmont.
Well, you know they cut back because of the arena.
Yeah, I heard about it. And unfortunately, just
You didn't make the top 50.
No, unfortunately. I might be the prettiest, but I'm definitely not the smartest, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, we haven't spoken in a week. I'm very happy to have you guys on, Hector, Chaz. Hopefully we'll have Wes on next week to join us because
He'll be bragging about the Warriors.
He loves to brag about the Golden State Warriors as he's doing the shimmy. He made sure that he sent me the shimmy dance from Steph Curry yesterday after they pulled off that win, a crazy comeback win.
He's bet him, so he's got him in the futures. He's got some good money on him at good odds. But the thing is, Boston you could not give that game away. You had to take that game, and they didn't take it. Now, I think Wes has got a winner. I could see Golden State winning two. They got to win two at home, and I think they can do it.
It evens up for the first game, Chaz, because Golden State should have won that first game, too.
Right. No, and anytime you lose the home advantage, your only goal in life is to get it back.
Hold on, boys. You said that Golden State should have won game one. Well, okay.
They were up by 14 into the third quarter.
All right, the Celtics.
Yeah, and Wes texted the group chat.
And
then they all downhill from there.
And the Celtics should have won game four.
It evens out.
It's 2-2. It's fair and square. Now, Golden State, I'm so sick and tired of hearing the Golden State Warriors fans say that it should be 3-0 or 3-1. No, it shouldn't have. You lost in game number one. So stop crying about it. You practically got a layup by the Celtics giving you a chance to come back in that game. And that has a lot to do with Steph Curry. Steph Curry was sensational in that game. I can't say anything bad. I'm not a big Steph Curry fan, but you can't say anything bad about him scoring 43 points in a game that almost got away from the Golden State Warriors early in the third quarter. So.
Yep.
And then how about the Rangers? I thought for sure they were in great position, and then they gave that game up.
I think what the Rangers are is they're a young team. They're the youngest team still in the playoffs, and they have a bunch of first-timers in the playoffs. Shesterkin, this is his first time playing in a big game, in a big series. This is the first time Adam Fox, one of the best young defensemen in the NHL, is playing in a big series. You have your veteran players that haven't shown up. Panarin, who's been here before. Zabinajad, that has been here before. Kreider, who's been here before. None of these guys are showing up in this series, but they're still only down by one. If they could come out a winner against Tampa Bay in Tampa tonight, I think that the Rangers could go home and surprise the world and take this team to the Stanley Cup Finals, even though I'm not a Ranger fan. So say whatever you want. I think they're the faster team. They're the younger team. They need to show up in Tampa. Drop the hammer on this Tampa Bay Lightning team.
No doubt about it. So let's cash some tickets, shall we? Now, Hector, you've been on a little bit of a roll with the plays you've been giving us on Moneyline Mania. However, are you at all excited for the World Cup coming up? Because I think there's another couple games that are qualifiers, and those teams probably aren't going to make it to the knockout round. But are you there yet, or will it take you to the end of the summer?
Dude, 2 days before the World Cup actually happened by coincidence. But yeah, that's my thing, man. Every 4 years. As you guys know, I'm a El Tri fan, even though I can't stand most of the fans there. They got to get with the times now. I'm excited. It sucks that Ukraine couldn't make it. They lost on an own goal to Wales, and Wales is going to be in the same group as the U.S. and England and stuff, and Iran. So yeah, that would have been a great feel-good story considering what's going on in the news today. But yeah, I'm all for the World Cup, man. I'm ready to go and later this year.
Would you say, Errol, that in your career, and you've had a great radio career, have you talked much World Cup?
Yeah, I've gotten the chance. Obviously, it doesn't happen that often. I mean,
I was talking Errol.
Yeah. Oh, me? Oh.
You're a soccer play-by-play guy. I know you follow it.
I'm actually possibly going to the World Cup this year. I have a friend that goes to every single World Cup, him and his boys, so they're going over there. It's a third world country, so I've never been there before. But also, I watch the World Cup every single 4 years. It's really one of the big soccer tournaments that I look forward to every 4 years. It's like the Olympics of the World Cup. It's something that you look forward to, even though the United States is never a team that you're expecting to go to the semifinals or the quarterfinals, never come out of their round robin. in. But this year, with the division that they're in, besides probably England, they can absolutely compete and come out of that division if they show up and they play the way they should play. But again, the U.S., they always have good goalkeeping. Their defense never plays well in these tournaments. They can't score goals. They need to figure a way how to score goals. They have two really good players that play over there in the English Premier League. So hopefully we see a USA team actually show up in this World Cup.
I have an idea that I think would take the USA men's team and bring them up a notch. But I'm getting pushback whenever I bring it up. And it's simply to take the girls and put mustaches on them. Would that work? The girls are good.
They're finally getting paid even money now.
I was just about to say
Yeah,
that. That's good that they're finally getting that.
I wanted to bring that up because I really am. I've never been more excited about a World Cup, mostly because the pandemic allowed me to learn so much more about soccer because we had nothing else to cover. And I've just learned to really appreciate soccer. Now, for the USA fans, sports fans that don't get soccer, you got to watch it from an ATS point of view. When you watch something against the spread, it's a totally different game. You're not bored in a soccer game when you got 0.5 as your total and you only need one goal. Everything's exciting. Like you said, Hector, you get own goals, you get penalties. And I love the flops. I really do, because those flops give me extra time at the end. And I've won some bets where there was like 5 extra minutes added, and it's 96 on the clock, and they're still playing, and they score a goal, which technically is a minute after the game should have ended. So soccer, from a betting standpoint, the reason why it's 10 times the Super Bowl is it's so exciting. Wes couldn't make it. As you know, Wes is a very busy man, but he did give us a winner in every single. We've won every single CFL game this year. Every single game this year.
I got to start betting. I'm going to start
betting. But they
betting.
were both dogs, and he won them both, and he likes tonight, 10 o'clock Eastern, so that'll be right after this, right? He likes BC. He's got the quarterback from BC, is an ex-Ohio State guy. He likes the Buckeyes.
But of course.
And so that is Wes's call. He texted in that play, BC -4.
I am going to start betting on CFL with Wes. I'm going to reach out to Wes and I'm going to say, Wes, give me your winners. I'm going to start betting some money on the CFL. Because I hear that this guy is like CFL, he never loses. So,
well, 3 years ago, we started talking about it during the summer because, don't get me wrong, I know Major League Baseball is a pastime and all, but boring. Baseball's boring. And Canadian football it's so different because of the rules, but it's still football.
Speaking of baseball, leave it to my Mets to wake up your Padres bats, Chaz.
Yeah, the Padres are actually, we're going to get to that on my play. So let's start with Hector. Hector, couple plays for this weekend. What do you got?
Yeah, same start time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. San Diego Loyal, they're going to be playing at home against Hartford Athletic, and they're going to get their goalkeeper back from season 1, John Kempen, who played for DC United recently, and everybody's excited to see him back. I think San Diego Loyal, they just tied with New York, actually, the Red Bulls, 2-2 after being 2-0 down. I think they're going to continue with that passion that they played in the second half, and I think they're going to pull out the win 2-1 against Hartford Athletic. Then my second game, I got Las Vegas Lights versus Orange County, the defending champions of USL Championship. And Orange County's not having a good season this year. I think they got this championship hangover that happens to all teams, not a lot of teams actually. And Las Vegas Lights is going to be playing at home. That's always a tough place to play. Really strong home field advantage for them, even though they're not doing good this season. But they always play well at home, and I think this one's going to be close. But I think Las Vegas Lights is going to pull it out at the end because Orange County, they're not the same team as last year. They have a lot of injuries. They had a lot of players move on, some of them to MLS, and I don't think they're going to repeat this year. And on my final play, the third one.
Whoa! You always give us a score. I'm sitting here writing it down.
Well, I'll give you 2-1 for San Diego Loyal. I'm going to go low scoring on this one. I'll go 1-0 Las Vegas Lights. I'll probably take the under on that one. For sure, they're always like defensive struggles with Las Vegas at their place, and it's going to be really hot. Even though it's going to be a late night game, it's going to be hot as hell over there in the desert. So, in the third and final play, I got Phoenix Rising against El Paso Locomotive. These two teams have a rivalry going against each other, going back years in the USL Championship. Phoenix Rising is going to be playing at home. They're not having a really good season either. They're really inconsistent. They're right there with San Diego Loyal in the middle of the table, fighting for third and fourth spot into the playoffs. The top 7 teams make the playoffs. So I think Phoenix Rising is going to get show together at home. I think they're going to show the fans that what they used to see last couple of years when they've had those incredible runs, undefeated streaks. And I think Phoenix Rising is going to pull it out at the end, and I don't think it's going to be close. I think they won this one 3-1.
When you give us the scores, for me, that's so important. When I've done well in sports betting, I try to imagine what I think the score is going to be. And whatever reason you come up with what you think the score is going to be, it's more important for live action because then you have an idea. So Phoenix Rising's a good example of that last game you mentioned. It's 0-0 in the 60th or 70th minute. I'm going to make sure and hop on it. I might actually go with Phoenix Rising 1.5 goals because, as you know, once those legs get tired in soccer, you can get bang, bang, bang goals.
Oh, yeah. So those are my picks.
One of the things that I noticed the last time we had Hector on is you got to bounce around your books to find the action for these leagues because some of the books don't carry them. And we're dealing with the same thing with the CFL that I mentioned with Blackhawk West. Some books don't have it. Some books have it, but just the game. Every West play this weekend is cashed in the first half, and if you can't bet it, you can't cash it. So that's important to look around, but you want to, if you get an opportunity to bet Hector's soccer plays, you bet Hector soccer plays. It's just really that simple.
Going into the NHL playoffs with Tampa Bay and the Rangers, I believe that this game is going to be a Rangers win. So if you're going to bet on something, I think the Rangers will come back and win this game and take this to a Game 7. I also think, watching last game, the Rangers had problems putting the puck in the net. I think that this particular game, I think the Rangers are going to get 3 goals in this game. I think they're going to outscore the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's the only way they're going to win tonight. I think Adam Fox will have at least 1 point in this game. I think Kucherov will have a point in this game as well. I think this game will probably be a 3-2, 4-2 win by the New York Rangers. I think it'll be more goal scoring. The Rangers the last 3 games have had problems scoring goals, but I think tonight the Rangers are going to score first. They're going to have to score first with the crowd as loud as they're going to be, but I think going into tonight's game, I think the Rangers are going to pull off the win. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people and take this back for a Game 7.
Yeah, that would surprise a lot of people.
What
I
do
know
you
Tampa's, I think, minus 200.
A lot of people think they're the favorites. They're going to win 4 games in a row and eliminate the New York Rangers. Everybody thought it was because of the Justin Bieber concert on Monday, which would be a Game 7 for the New York Rangers. So what they're trying to do is say, hey, you know what? The league is going to make the Rangers lose because there's a Justin Bieber concert. But by the way, Justin Bieber announced yesterday that he has some kind of paralysis. He has to cancel his tour for at least 4 weeks, so there won't be any Justin Bieber concert. So I'm going to say that's telling to you that there will be a Game 7.
Colorado shouldn't mind a Game 7. They know they're resting and watching all these things.
Exactly. We talked about that, though, right here on this show a few weeks back when we had the NHL futures, and one of the things we talked about is how well the Rangers were playing, but the fact that Tampa Bay was just getting disrespected as back-to-back reigning champions, and they were 12-1 when we talked about them.
I also think that Tampa just didn't find their legs until the 3rd game, and finally when they found their legs, and Vasilevsky played a lot better in Game 3, Game 4, and Game 5, and you see the difference. This guy is a top-end goaltender. Going into this series, it was the battle of the goalies. Shesterkin, who was the Hart nominee and probably going to be goalie of the year, Vezina Trophy winner this year, and Vasilevsky, who's been the top goaltender in the NHL for the last 6 years. So you have 2 Russian goalies facing against one another. They know each other very, very well. And you've seen it. It's been the battle of the goalies. And I think Vasilevsky has played a little bit better than Shesterkin. And that's why Tampa is up 3-2 in this series. I'm not surprised Tampa came back. This is a championship team. This is still not the same Tampa Bay team that we saw against the Islanders the last 2 years. That was a better team. This is a newer team. This is a more, I would say, younger team. Even though that doesn't say much because they're not a younger team. They've got a lot of veterans on this team, but they've got a bunch of younger players on this team. And Braden Point has been their best player throughout the season besides Kucherov, and he hasn't played since round 1. So did he play round 1 at the speed?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did play round 1.
He got hurt. He got hurt in the Game 7 against the Leafs.
Yeah, so he's been out since round 1, so they haven't had their best player, and they're still up 3-2, and that's telling to you how good Tampa Bay is as far as depth is concerned offensively.
Winning 3 in a row is just unheard of, right?
Well, in the playoffs, I mean, except if you're the Colorado Avalanche and they eliminate the Edmonton Oilers in 4 games, but that nobody thought Edmonton should have been there. Nobody should have thought Edmonton was going to knock off the Calgary Flames. I think that if Calgary made it to the Western Conference Finals, I think it would have been a better series and more fun to watch. But I don't know. I guess Calgary's goaltender, who was one of the best goalies in the NHL, just decided not to show up in that series.
Yep.